Today on our Montana Homestead in FS25, it's October, and we're on the home stretch saving up for a new big piece of land. Today, we're selling another trailer full of alfalfa hay bales and finally harvesting our corn here on the farm. You can find a link to this playlist in the description below, or check the channel page for other farming series you might like. Well guys, welcome back to our homestead here in Montana. FS25 on the map of Judith Plains, Montana 4X. It's October. Yeah, it's October here on the farm. I've just been working on the alfalfa here in our back field, our alfalfa field. Look at this, our corn is ready to harvest. Yeah, so today we're going to be harvesting our corn. It's all up there ready to harvest. We got the harvester ready to go. Been working a lot on a lot of stuff. And if you look at our money, you see that we are almost able to afford to buy this field. You know that we were going to buy, well, that's been like the whole goal lately, is to buy this field here. We're almost there. I can't believe how fast we made the money, but I put a lot of hours, a lot of time into doing a lot of work around here on, various contracts, things like that. We've been using our equipment more on other people's fields than we have our own, in the interest of making money. And the idea is, well, we buy this field here. This is another 20 acres of land here. This will almost double our property, and maybe we'll be so busy working on our own farm we won't have time to work in other fields. That's kind of the goal. So we're ready to bale this. Let's actually, are we going to do that right now? We could do that. Let's see the tractor running for now. Oh, check this out. We got a new bale spike. We were using this silage fork here, and this is fine for picking up bales because this thing can pick up bales. But with the relatively low back of it, even 2 bales can be a stretch. This guy here could pick up, I don't know, a lot more. It is adjustable too. If we hop in the tractor here, then you'll see that this bale spike is actually also adjustable. We can raise the back of it up, supporting 3, maybe 4 bales, probably 4. Problem is, I don't think this tractor can offset that weight. That's going to be one thing that may become an issue. We'll see about that. If it is an issue, well, we have the other tractor. Yeah, if it's an issue, we have the other tractor. But we got a new bale spike, which is going to be good because, well, the last time we did bales on this field, we got 17 hay bales off of it. We're going to see this time what we get. And I think when we do get that field over there, I'm thinking we plant grass on it. I'm thinking in particular clover. I'm thinking we plant clover. This field right here is alfalfa. I think clover, I don't know. I don't know what the yield is. I've not grown clover yet on this map. Clover and alfalfa are both crops, custom crops on this map. It says that clover sells for more, but it also might be lower yield. I don't know. We may try it out. Anyway, whoops, run into my house here. All right, so our cornfields are ready to harvest. This is one thing we'll be doing. We've got this used corn header. I told you guys I bought this a couple months ago. Yeah, you can see it's fairly used, but it should be good. So we're gonna get this harvested. Also, earlier this month, I got a corn crib built for us out here by the silo. So what this does is, this is basically like a big mesh containment building, like wire mesh. And we'll put our corn in here. This lets the wind blow through it and dries out the corn. We'll get so this is where we're going to be storing our corn while it dries. This can hold, possibly our entire corn harvest will fit in here. If not, we've got a spare silo right here. Doesn't this one have sorghum in it still? Yeah, this one's got like 3,000 liters of sorghum, but this one, right, this little temporary silo right here, I think we'll just keep these. I was going to sell these, but I think we'll just keep these. They're really, really handy to just temporarily store crops in. So if we have too much corn to fit in the corn crib, we have this little silo right here we can put the corn in. This silo here, of course, is filled with wheat. 42,000 liters of wheat to be precise. Yeah, we'll be selling that this winter. Anyway, well, let's get to it. Let's see. Well, we already got the small tractor running. Oh, it reminds me, I was using the semi earlier. I got to show you guys this. So earlier, I did record this just because I had a feeling it was going to be crazy, and it was. I took a contract doing field irrigation, and I don't have our farm, we don't have a sprayer. So, you know, as per the rules for the Homestead Challenge, we're allowed to use borrowed equipment for the contracts. We just have to use our tractor to pull it. Well, so I rented, as I'm probably showing you on screen here, I rented the irrigation equipment, which is a huge slurry tanker. With the mod that I have, it lets slurry tankers carry water for irrigating fields. So I thought to myself, okay, the field we were irrigating is actually down here by our farm, but I had to go to the store to get the sprayer. So I drove the semi down there. I used their rental tractor to load it up and brought it back. And that thing so barely fit on the trailer. Like, I looked at it and I was like, hey, that's pretty big. Do you think that'll fit on the trailer? I was like, yeah, it'll fit. But then I saw how massively huge it was. And it did fit, of course, as I'm probably showing you now. It did fit. We did get it down here. And also, I probably showed you also, I found a way to get the, I had that bale spike that I just showed you that was waiting at the store for us as well. And I had to get pretty creative, but I got it loaded onto the front of the trailer so I could get it back here. I ended up doing some weird kung fu with the forklift where I had it, I got it on the forklift, the bale spike, and I put it on the front of the trailer, but then I couldn't get it off of the forklift's forks because it's not meant to be moved like that. So then when I got it in position, I just reset the forklift and it worked anyway. And somehow I got all that stuff back here. So our semi's been good to us. We got that field irrigated. It didn't pay much, but I was curious, I should say, to try one of those contracts. We did that. I guess let's go ahead and start baling this. So yeah, last time we baled this, we got 17 bales, which is pretty crazy. But there's so I don't know how clover's going to be, but this alfalfa here puts a fairly high volume of, hay. So let's see, we've got some of the corner of the field right here that I really couldn't get to with the windrower. Let's start right here. Trying to get this baled up. Whoa. Oh, darn it. Well, this baler, it's too late now. The baler still had straw in it. I had like half a bale of straw, and I was gonna go ahead and kick that out, but I forgot. The second I hit this hay, it changed the bale to hay, which I didn't think would happen. I figured I'd have to... Oh well, it's okay. So, hay it is then. Hay sells for more anyway. I mean, to be fair, yeah, hay is more expensive to sell. More expensive for them. More profitable for us, of course. I'm going to be eager to get that field. Once we get that field, I figure the first harvest we'll plant some kind of grass. I'm thinking clover. We'll plant some kind of grass. That'll mean throughout next year, that should give us, depending, I've never grown clover. Our alfalfa here, we can harvest every 3 months. Assuming clover is the same, that'll give us, I don't know, 3 or 4 different field harvests of that field next year. Given that we're getting 17 bales off this field here, can you imagine how many bales we'll get off this field? Yeah, we're going to want like a bale loader. We're going to want other equipment, but I think that I'd be eager to see how much money that would make, and also it'd be a great boost, and it'd be a great first year's profit for that field to make back some of the money that we spent on the field. Because that field costs $500,000, which we almost have. We've been saving up for a while, almost have it. So I think we'll see how that goes. I'm curious to see how much money could we make just, 20 acres of hay for an entire year. Should be pretty good for profits. Today we're going to be selling this. Now this won't get us to the $500,000. I can't imagine. I don't think it will, but it's going to get us darn close. We're not going to have that money today in today's episode, I don't think. We'd have to take some weird surprise money out of somewhere. I don't think that's going to happen. So I was just thinking, as far as picking these bales up, how much do these weigh again? Because we might have to put that bale spike on the bigger tractor. I think these bales weigh about a metric ton. Let's see here. Bale. Okay, no, about half a ton. This bale right here weighs 465 kilograms. So That's what, about 1,000 pounds? That's right, about 1,000 pounds. That's a lot for this tractor. I know it could be deceptive. You're like, oh, it's a video game. Look at that little bale. But yeah, look at it next to my guy. These bales are big. Yeah, those bales are about 1,000 pounds each. We'll see what we can do with this little tractor here, but I was just kind of thinking, I was like, you know, now that we can pick up more bales, yeah, that's great, but we might need the bigger tractor and it might struggle too. Of course, that's why we've got a 900 kilogram weight, which we're gonna need. It's currently on the front of the tractor, as you can see. We'll move that to the back of the tractor. I guess we'll find out when we get there. For now, let's get these windrows baled up here. Yeah, this tractor is a bit small to be pulling this baler, honestly. It does pull the baler, but tractor's a bit... This is the thing I'm using it for. What I'm using it for is for the baler. I'm using it for all the baling work because we don't have to use the big tractor for it. I want to save hours on the big tractor by using this guy. But the thing is, I can kind of barely pull this thing. Look, right here, I'm struggling to pull it at 4 miles an hour because I kind of lost my speed and had to start back up again. And the thing is, I like this tractor a lot, but I fear that we might just have to replace it or something. Or maybe get a different tractor, you know, a third tractor, and use this one for, I don't know, maybe smaller tasks. I like the tractor. I don't want to get rid of it, but it's pretty small, even for this, which is like the most simple work we have here on the farm is the baling equipment. This runs the mower and everything, as you know, that we currently have. But get my pickup up here, see if I can get these bits of hay that are left here. Yeah, but this tractor sometimes struggles to pull this baler. So we're going to get this here, and we're making pretty quick work of the field. There's not a whole lot left. Well, there's, yep, just a few runs down the field. Well, that grass there, it's not letting me pick up because we don't own that land. Maybe when we buy that field there, that'll change. Hopefully. That kind of sucks. Kind of little in-between spot there. We're going to get some along this edge, and then I think we only have one more windrow to do here. And we'll count our bales and see how many we have. I don't know, but it's a lot of bales we've got. Alright, I think that is all the bales off the field. Let's get out this last bale that's in the baler here. Tip it out there. We're going to park this. Let's park this over here by the silos and count up how many bales we have. Yeah, I don't have an idea. Well, let's just park this here, then we'll count them up. This baler is so heavy. I mean, this tractor works it, but pretty much just barely. Let's see here. Oh, before we do anything, let's drop off this weight here. Yeah, we want that on the back of the tractor. We're going to have that on the back of the tractor if we hope to even pick up 2 bales. And the thing is, this tractor, 2 bales may just be its limit. But that's okay. This bale fork's going to be very handy. If we have to get another piece of equipment to use it, we can do that. Alright, oops. Let's, well, I was going to count the bales, but then it's like, now let's use the tractor. Alright, so I see 7. There's 10 right here. Yep, there's 10 right here. And then down here we've got, let's see, they're usually only at the ends of the field because that's when I empty out the baler, right? 15. So 16. Yep. 16 bales this time. All right. Yeah, it was 14, then 17. This time we got 16. Let's see. Let's put this thing to its max. Let's just see. Let's extend our bale spike all the way up. Let's load this tractor till it tips over. Okay, not really. We're not going to tip the tractor over, but we're going to see what it takes to get the wheels off the ground. We might be looking at using a different tractor for this. Our main tractor, our big Fendt, is getting a lot of hours put on it. I mean, he's about due for his 3rd serious maintenance costs are starting to pile up on that tractor. So I'm trying to save, you know, wear and tear on as much as I can. All right, so 2 bales we know we can get, no problem. Yeah, we can hold a 3rd bale squarely on this bale spike without any fear of it tipping, you know, rolling back over onto our front loader. So here's where we find out this tractor's limitations. And this tractor's limitations is going to be in the fact that it only weighs, I'm guessing, about 5 tons. If I had to take a wager, let's see. Oh, right on. 5.4. That's metric tons. 5.4. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at it. It looks like about a 5-ton tractor. Yeah. Can it even offset the weight of these bales? Well, we know these are close to 500 kilograms a piece, so this is about 1.5 metric tons on the front end of it. We're gonna find out. Why is it not picking them up? There we go. There we go. Carefully. Carefully. Oh, wow. Guys, I'm surprised, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised. We'll have to be careful maneuvering it. I have a feeling that the back wheels are going to want to come off the ground if we're not careful. I mean, you know, we got 1.5 metric tons, you know, hanging about 6 feet forward off the front of the tractor, you know. It's going to be wanting to pull our tires up in the air. All right, let's, whoa, 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 whoa. Down we go. Down we go. There we go. Nope. Keep it low. So that's how close we are. Yeah, this is dead close. We guys got to keep the weight low. Let's move this, let's move our trailer out where we can more easily get to it. Let's put the ramps up. I was just using this earlier for that irrigation trailer. Let's just pull this out in the grass field and load it out here. Got big flat area to load. All right, so we've got, what, 15? Was it 16? I forget how many bales. However many I said earlier. That's how many bales we got to load. Let's get to it. Now, we got to lift these up high enough to get them on the trailer, so hopefully we can do that without tipping the tractor over. All right, very carefully here. Pull forward and get this about right here. That's too far. There we go. That's better. Oh, why is it sticking to my forks? Sometimes it does that. That's, I'm not gonna lie, that's annoying. Let's see if we can fix this a little bit. Just give it a little nudge. Little nudge. Whoa, this bale spike has weird collision. Okay, well, this bale spike is a mod. Yeah, it has interesting collision there. Okay, fair enough. We know now. We're gonna put, we're gonna grab 3 more bales. We're gonna put them up from the other side of the trailer. Or, I don't know. We're gonna put them up from whichever side has the most space, and then push those first 3, you know, push them a little bit, get this stuff centered. But here soon, we're gonna want a bale loader. You know, if we're only moving 15 bales, 15, 16 bales, no problem. But when we got a field with 100 of these suckers on it, we're going to need a bale loader. But hey, we haven't spent any money. The entire time we've been saving up for that big field over there. I've hardly spent anything. Only what we had to spend. Let's see if I can get that top bale. Can I get that top bale more? Nah, I can't really. I was going to see if I could flick the thing and get it scooted back. But the problem is, it wants to scoot the tractor back too. Yeah, this tractor's at its weight limit. As long as we keep this low and don't go too fast and don't hit any bumps, our rear tires will stay on the ground. But okay, so we want to do this fast. If it takes, I mean, what I mean is, if we're not saving time loading bales 3 at a time, then it's not worth it. You know, then we may as well go back to 2 at a time. You see, so like, see what I mean? If we got to be so careful loading 3 bales at a time that it's slowing us down, then we go back to 2 bales at a time. Now here we're going to be careful because this is going to push those other ones a little bit. So we're just going to nudge them. Nudge, nudge, nudgy, nudge, nudge, nudge. There we go. And hopefully these actually come off the bale spike. Yeah, they did. Can I possibly get this one up here in a little better? Scooch him up a bit. There we go. Yeah, this is my first time using this spike. All right. Let's get the rest of these up there. All right, now here I'm going to do, yeah. I've said before, this is what I usually do. This is what we're going to do here because we got these bales stacked really high. So what we're going to do is, I don't know why I'm going over there. Yeah, let's strap these down that we've got. There we go. Now, yeah. Usually you see me not do this, but usually we're only moving 2 at a time. I think 2 at a time might even be faster because I'm having to put in a lot of extra effort and carefulness to get 3 at a time, and I can't space them as close together. Now, this is always annoying when this happens. There's a trick to this, which you probably know. Always make sure your bales are stacked the proper orientation. So we're just gonna, yeah, move that guy like that. There's another one here. I saw this happen when this one got kicked out of the baler. This one did it too as well. Whoops, my camera got whacked out there. No problem. We'll just... Oh, drat. Yeah, sometimes. Come on. There we go. Yeah, always make sure that they are in the right orientation. And that's the thing. You got to be so careful when you're stacking these 3 at a time. They have to be so perfect. Yeah, I think a bale loader... Well, bale loaders are expensive. If you never shop for bale loaders... Or, well, I should say if you have, then you would know that they ain't cheap. I might have a look and see if there's any other ones we can have access to. And you know what? I can't say I've actually looked at them here in FS25. You know, that is true. So, FS25 here has been out for almost a year, actually. It came out last October, did it not? No, it came out almost a year ago. And I can't say I know what bale loaders are in the game because I never use them. I always do this by hand. I doubt there's much. We're going to want to look at mods, but let's see. Where's the baling things? Transport. This is really the go-to. It's very expensive. This is your go-to for square bales right here, and this is your go-to for round bales. This guy here, this was an FS22, I believe it was. Wait. No. This is small bales, isn't it? Yeah, this is small bales. That's for little guys. So the game only comes with 2 loaders for regular size bales. Yep. So we're going to have a look at mods because this is our only choice and it's almost 100 grand. We could buy a Mercedes for the price we could buy that. I say let's, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I never look at those because I always do this by hand. I like using loaders. But this is not a huge field, you know. This is not a terribly huge field. When you're talking 100 bales, that's when you're like, okay, you know, let's have a look at, you know. And for the record, I would never buy a Mercedes. It's a silly comparison. Better comparison would be a Skyline. Buy a Nissan Skyline GTR for the price of those bales, or that bale loader, I should say. Yeah. That's a bit more in my, that's how I would compare it in my head anyway. I could get an R33 GTR for the price that I could get a bale loader. That's how I gauge things. That makes it, it's like, that puts the price into perspective, that's the word. Okay, I'm gonna scooch this forward carefully. They're wanting to, come on. I'm still learning the intricacies of this particular spike here, but we got the, yep. How many is that? 12? All right, just a few more. All right, and the last 2 bales on the trailer. This is 16 bales here. You load 16 bales, and what do you get? I don't know, probably about 40 grand, close to that. Hang on, I can't do math right now. I am hung up on something. Oh, there we go. Well, let's see, at about $300 per 1,000 liters, 9,000 liters per bale, 9,000 times 16, do the math, I don't know. Let's get this, we'll find out probably before I can do the math, we'll find out. Just park this guy over here for now. Let's get to the, I believe we're going to the animal dealer. Let's hop in the truck and let's check this out. Let's make sure. So, are we going prices? We're looking at alfalfa hay. Going to, without actually a farmer's market actually is more, and I think I know where that's at. Let's go on an adventure, because I'm not 100% sure I know where the farmer's market is at. I think it's closer, and it's got a higher price. I mean, by $2 per 1,000 liters, but we have 128,000 liters, so that's like, I don't know what, like $270 or something. I don't know. It's like yeah, like that, $260. You can eat McDonald's for that. Yeah, that's like a meal at McDonald's right there. So we'll make some extra money if we go to the farmer's market. Whoa, watch that turn. I gotta watch how fast I maneuver this thing. I don't know how much this trailer weighs, but I'd wager it's a lot. And don't you love my perfectly even loading of the trailer? I load it so perfectly, didn't I? Yeah, that tractor, 3 bales at a time was really pushing the limit. Now, I think that the farmer's market is up here to the left. I think. We're about to find out. So, we're going to turn here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be down this road, and it's going to be up on the right. A good ways down here. We should see it. It's a, oh, it looks like a farmer's market. Big red barn, silo maybe, something like that. We'll see it up here on the right, I think. Oh, look at this. I got some trucks parked up here. I guess they're loading grain over here by this elevator. Everyone's working here this fall. I think it's with that stuff up there on the right. Like way down there. I think that might be it. Better check our map, because I don't recall it being that far off the road. Yeah, I didn't check the map at all. I literally did just kind of try to one-shot this. I'm not sure. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, we got to go around this field. Okay, yeah, that is it. That is it indeed. Got to go around this field. So when we come around that field, where does this road go? Oh, that goes, well, we're not taking that. Yeah, that goes into town. We're not taking that. It's faster to go around this field, methinks. There we go. How much did I say? Well, we got 42,000. However much I said, we got 42,000. Look at that. We are like $12,000 away from affording that field. That field is $501,000. Yeah, we're almost there, but, well, rest assured, we'll have that field, that new 20-acre field, we'll have that next time. Today, we've got a whole cornfield to harvest. We haven't even touched that yet. Let's get this truck back to our field, back to our farm, and it's finally time to harvest our corn. I've been looking forward to this. All right, guys, it is time to harvest our corn. This field's first harvest. Been looking forward to this. Got us a 6-meter wide corn header. Picked this up used. It's missing some paint, but it should be fine. Should work with our harvester just great. Yeah, I have not had a chance to use any of this yet. Well, the harvester we've used plenty, but not for corn. All right. So let's get this out here. We're going to be putting, well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of yield to expect. Yeah, it's a pretty tough one to call. But our corn crib holds 40,000 liters, and I think that's about what we're going to get here. I think we can kind of expect something like that. Let's see. Let's get this lined up on our field here. Let's see how the yield is for our corn. I always like corn. It's one of my favorite crops to farm. I grew up in Indiana, surrounded by cornfields, so for me, corn is very, yeah, it reminds me where I came from. You know, it's one of those things, I'm sure y'all can relate in some way or another. So, I always like harvesting corn. I figure here we got about, I don't know, how big do we figure this cornfield is here? I mean, this whole plot of land here is 22 acres. This cornfield is probably, what do you think, like 8, maybe? Something like that. Yeah, it looks about right. Maybe 8 acres of corn here. Something like that. I'm eager to see how that corn crib works. I have no idea. It's a mod. It looks really cool. I downloaded it. I have not used it yet. While we're down here by the road, let's go ahead and get all this down here harvested, so we're not interfering with the traffic. Well, it's good to see that our used corn header works just fine. We're going to do a couple passes here to make sure that we don't have to get in the way of any traffic. Alright, we've got some good clearance here, and our hopper on our harvester is about half full. We're going to have to get our tractor set up with our tippers. Want to have that waiting for us down at the end, and see how we're doing once we get down there. Well, makes pretty good work at this field. Let's get our tractor here. Just 1 second. Let's get the rest of that row, and somehow these 2 stalks right here. Let's fetch our tractor and let's try offloading this. I'm eager to see how our corn silo works, our corn crib. I wanted to use that. See, so yeah, so I grew up in Indiana on farmland surrounded by cornfields, like I said. Now, I have this distinct memory when I was a kid. See, we had a big 3.5 acre plot where I grew up there. And in our backyard, see, our house had previously been used as a farm, though it wasn't when we lived there. Well, we had this huge corn crib in the back. The point is, we never used it. But when I was a kid, the point is, when I was a kid, I have all these very fond memories of playing in the corn crib. Now, I had no idea what a corn crib was. I'd never heard of it. I didn't know what it was at the time at all. But ours was much bigger than this. And you could, yeah, it was basically like I mean, look at it. Look at the jungle gym potential for a small, creative 11-year-old boy. There's potential here for an entire fort. I mean, yeah, like, so I played in this thing when I was a kid. Well, not this thing. Obviously, there was a real one. But I grew up playing in it, not knowing what it was. And then when I saw, I get here, I'm like, hey, let's, anyway, there's all that, there's a bit of that there. Where did I park the tractor? Oh, you know what? It's down here. Yeah, so when I was a kid, basically, yeah, I had a bunch of farm equipment I used to play with, and that's one reason I like farming corn. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh, I got to take the opportunity to have an actual functional one of these, now that I know what the thing is for. I always wondered what it was for, that huge, building made out of mesh. I didn't know what the heck it was for. It did have scraps of corn in it. If I recall, we used it to store firewood. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we used it to store firewood. Something like that, among other things. I used to go back there and play. Alright, so we're just going to offload what's in the harvester and see how this storage... well, technically it's not storage. Technically, we're going to have to pull the harvester up. As far as farming simulator mechanics go, that is a production point. Yeah, it's a production point. It turns corn into dry corn. So we're using it like a silo, but if you know what I mean, game mechanics wise, it's a production point, but same thing, right? So let's just put it in the front tipper here. Now, while that's offloading, let's check. We are on tip side left. That's where we want it. Then we're going to tip this into our corn crib and get the production started, see how that works. And then I got this whole beautiful cornfield here to harvest this month. Next time, well, we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. But next time we're going to have that big field, and that's going to be epic. But for right now, You know, I thought this entire episode was going to be harvesting this field. I didn't realize how much work with the grass there was. That was a lot of money, though, $42,000. That's why I want to see that big field, that 20-acre field over there. I want to see that planted with nothing but grass. We could pull over 100 bales off that thing, and who knows how much we could make, you know, several times a year. All right, so this is going... Whoa, slow down. It looks like we pull this up here. Hopefully I left enough room. Dump corn. All right, well, let's see. Let's see how this works. I have literally not used this thing yet. I'm glad I left enough room from our silo there. Let's hop out. Let's check it out. Oh, this is cool. That's all right. Yeah, I like it. Hey, it's pretty cool. So, we got that in here. Now, we can go ahead and start. We can go ahead and start it drawing because this is a production point. We're gonna have to, you know, do production things. So let's pull this up. Storing. We want change output mode. Yeah, no, that's good. We want store. Yeah, I think that's right. Activate. Okay, so now it's running. So the corn dryer function of the corn crib is running. Let's have a look at change output mode. Where does it say? Oh, right there. Storing, selling, distributing, storing. Okay. It's going to leave it on storing. It looks like, by all accounts, it looks like we should be able to pull up here at this icon and offload it. Don't know how it's going to work. We'll find that out on the other end of this. But right now, we got this running right here. Let's see. Corn crib. Running. We have 2 liters of dry corn, guys. We have officially dried 2 liters of corn. Now, this particular production point, the ratio of corn to dry corn, well, 80% basically. We're going to get 80% of what we put in there as corn back as dry corn, right? So that's 800 liters on the, you know, every 1,000 liters, 80%. So, but dry corn sells for a lot more. It's going to be worth it. You just got to invest the time to let the function, you know, of the dry corn run. I'm going to get it back to harvesting here. Guys, thanks so much for following along today here on the homestead in Montana. There's so much more to come because next time, well, we're going to have this whole field. Our property is basically going to be double the size that it is now because this is going to be our field. And is it just me or is it still fallow? It's still fallow. That's awesome. I'd rather buy a field that's empty. It feels just better that way. You know what I mean? Like, if we bought it and it was planted with a crop, then it's like an exploit. Doesn't seem right, right? And to be fair, if we bought this and it did have a crop on it, I'd probably plow it under just so that we could, but that's not the case. The case is that this field is fallow. So next episode, our farm is going to be all of this right here, which is basically just about more than our little tiny tractors can work. And that was kind of the idea, right? The idea is to have, not have time to do contracts because we're so busy on our own farmland. I think that's kind of like how it should be. I'd never thought of farming that way, not in the all the time I put in Farming Simulator. So this is a new thing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. I appreciate your comments. I always read the comments and I reply to them. So yeah, I'll catch you guys down in the comments. See you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.